So that guy in your life, whether it be your husband, your dad, your fiance, whoever, his birthday is coming up and you don't really know what to get him. Hopefully these 10 ideas for birthday gifts for a tech guy will help you figure that out. Now a quick note here, I actually own and use every day all of the devices you're going to be seeing in this list. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm going to be recommending something that I actually have personal experience using all the time. And, you know, just to make sure that they're actually going to be something he would like. Of course, these items aren't going to be for everyone, but personally, I love them and I feel like most guys would. First up, we have the Anker PowerWave 7.5 wireless charging stand. So this is probably one of the most useful accessories that I've gotten. Sure, it's not a very cheap charging stand, but what this charging stand has that most others don't is that it actually has a cooling system that will keep both your phone and the charger cool. That helps because when your phone gets really hot, which most other wireless chargers do, it can actually damage the battery of your phone and just overall make your phone battery not last as long as it really could. So I definitely recommend getting a charging stand that has cooling built into it. And for that, I cannot recommend enough the Anker PowerWave 7.5 wireless charger. They also have a version that's not made for standing your phone up if you prefer to just have it laying flat on a surface or something like that. But I like to have my phone standing up on my desk so I can see like my notifications and stuff like that while I'm working on something. At the moment, it's $50 on Amazon. You can pick it up using the link below. Now, next up, we have the Arraign Design M stand for laptops. Basically, this is just a little stand that you put your laptop on when it's on your desk. So if the guy in your life likes to use his laptop on his desk and you use like an external mouse and keyboard or whatever, this is definitely a great stand to have, especially if you have the newer MacBook Pros that have that space gray finish. The really nice thing about this stand is that it comes in that space gray finish, so it matches with the color of your MacBook Pro pretty well. Of course, you can also get this for other laptops too. It doesn't have to be a MacBook, but the design of this stand specifically does match pretty well with the MacBook Pro. I definitely would not get this though if he uses the built-in keyboard and mouse on the laptop, mostly because it's very uncomfortable to kind of have your arm up like this and, you know, using the keyboard and mouse and everything while it's stood up. It's not very practical for that sort of reason, but if he uses everything externally, like he has a separate keyboard and mouse and all of that stuff, then yeah, this would be a great item to get for him. And next we have the Google Home Mini, which is a really small Google Home device. It's not really meant to have the best sound, but it is really good at picking up your voice and just giving it voice commands and asking it questions, stuff like that. You know, like asking it what's in your calendar today and, you know, how's the weather like, you know, even broadcasting messages to other Google Assistant devices. So if he has smart home devices, you know, like a smart light switch or, you know, like a smart plug, stuff like that, I would definitely get something like this for him. Personally, I recommend the Google Home devices over Amazon EZStore, mostly just because of the ecosystem that I'm in. I'm kind of deep into the Google ecosystem, so for me, this is the best assistant. But of course, if he is into the Amazon EZStore ecosystem, then you can also get him that. All right, so next we have the Nintendo Switch. This is probably going to be a bit of an obvious one, especially if he games a lot. In fact, he might already have a Nintendo Switch, but if he doesn't yet, this is a must-have. This is sort of a hybrid between a home gaming console and a portable gaming console. You play it as a portable console. You have these little Joy-Cons that attach to the sides of the console. You know, the console has a screen on it and everything. You can play games on the go, all that stuff. And then when you get home, you can just slide it into the dock that's connected to a TV. You take off the Joy-Cons off the side of the console, and suddenly you have a home console. The graphics in most of the games look pretty good. I mean, it's pretty comparable to like an Xbox One or a PS4 or something like that. So if he likes the game and he also travels a lot, or, you know, he's just constantly on the go, but he has time while he's traveling to play games or something like that, you know, instead of lugging around a big gaming laptop, it'd be really cool to have something like this. And if he already has a Switch, you can also get him an accessory for the Switch, such as the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which I use all of the time. It's a great controller for the Switch. I cannot recommend that enough. And currently on Amazon, it's only $64. That's actually on sale. I got it for $70. All right, next up, we got the Wemo Smart Light Switch. Now, this is basically a replacement for a light switch you already have in your house. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. you replace your dumb light switch with this smart one, and then the light switch using the Wemo app on your phone connects to your Wi-Fi, and then you can control that light switch from, say, like a Google Home or an Amazon AOESA, or even your smartphone. Like, there's a Wemo app too that you can control it from that too. This thing isn't officially compatible with Apple HomeKit, like, controlling it from Siri or something like that. But if you have a Google Assistant and you don't have an iPhone, you're mostly on Android, you'll be perfectly fine. If you do have an iPhone and you want to control the light using Siri or something like that, then you probably will have to do a little extra work to get it to work. And I do know there are light switches out there that work with both, but the problem with most of them is that they're just so bright. Like, I get that it's good to have a light there, but you don't want it to be so bright that it like lights up the room or something, And what I like about this Wemo switch is that the light is very dim, so you really don't even notice it unless you're actually near the light switch. All right, next up, we got the Fitbit Charge 2. Now, I actually use this on a daily basis. It is the watch I always wear. What I also like about it is that you can actually get different kinds of wrist straps for it. So, it's highly customizable. The one that it came with, I never use. Like, I actually never put on that sports band that it came with. I actually have two bands that I just change every so often. I have one that's like a silver color, then one that's a gold. And some might think it's a little too flashy. I personally love it. I love that it just uses a magnet to fasten the band. So, it's really easy to put on, really easy to take off. I charge it every time when I take a shower, and so my battery never runs out. Even if I don't charge it one day, it actually lasts usually 4 days for me. It's also a great sleep tracker if you need something like that. It's really good at tracking sleep, how much REM sleep you got, stuff like that. It can also track your workouts. So, if he likes to work out a lot, or, he's trying to get more in shape, if he's really out of shape like me, then this would be a pretty good gift to get for him. All right, so next up, we got Apple AirPods. Now, this is a bit of a controversial choice. I know a lot of people think the AirPods were a ripoff, and yeah, they're kind of expensive, especially, in that class of devices. I purchased them a couple of years ago, and I absolutely love them. I used to be a huge fan of the EarPods, back when I used the wired earbuds that Apple used to include with their iPods and everything. They're good, but the problem is they have a wire that kind of weighs down the earbuds. And with that wire, sometimes those earbuds can fall out kind of easily and stuff like that. So sometimes when I was like working out, like I was doing a run or something like that, they would just fall out because I'm like bouncing around, you're running, and the wire would be kind of bouncing around, which puts weight on those earbuds. What's nice with the AirPods is that wire, there's no wire weighing it down. So, you can shake your head, do whatever, that they're most likely not gonna fall out. They also make a really convenient headset for your phone too. Sometimes while I'm driving, I'll put in just one of the earbuds, so I don't have both in, just one of them, and then I can use that for phone calls and stuff like that. By the way, you can actually check out the review video that I made a while back for the AirPods right up here. All right, next up, we got the Astro A50 gaming headset. Now, there are two models of this thing. There's one for PS4, one for Xbox One. And of course, both of these models are also gonna work on PC, no problem. I don't have an Xbox One or a PS4 anymore, but I do have the model that works with Xbox One. Both of them are really the same thing except for looks and just, what console they function with. The functionality on PC between the two models are gonna be the exact same thing. But if he has an Xbox One or a PS4, make sure to get the right model, because you don't want to get the wrong model and then he won't be able to use it. That probably wouldn't be too good. But yeah, I mean, I love these things so much. They sound amazing. They have Dolby surround sound built in, and whenever I play games like Overwatch or Quake Champions or something like that, I can actually hear if someone's either behind me, to the side of me, or in front of me. Like it's pretty easy to distinguish where the sounds are coming from in the game or the movie or something like that. I've tried a lot of different surround headsets, and honestly, out of all the ones I've tried, the Astro A50s are my favorite. I've actually had these things for I think a few years now, and I don't regret getting them. They're my all-time favorite headset I've ever used. Definitely recommend it. All right, next we have the WD EZStore external hard drive. Now this is really great for the guys that like to go out and do stuff on the go, but also like to keep all the work on the laptop while they're traveling. I have one of these that I store almost all my videos on for my video editing and stuff like that. as well as all the photos for my photo catalog for my photography business. It holds a lot, especially if you get the 4 terabyte model. And as far as pricing goes, these things are great. I mean, I got a 4 terabyte hard drive for only $100. The speeds are also pretty good too. I do a lot of 1080p video editing with this hard drive, and I have no problems with slowdowns or anything like that. It's really fast. I mean, it's not gonna be as fast as like an SSD or something like that, but if you're not editing video that's in 4K, then it'll be just fine. Also, you can check out the video review I did for the EZStore right up here. All right, and last but not least, we have the Raspberry Pi 3. This is definitely a product with multiple uses. I mean, there are endless possibilities for what you can do with a Raspberry Pi. Some people have turned it into gaming consoles. You can play like PS1 games or any kind of retro system really on it. Or you could even just use it as like a home media server. I mean, you can it has a built-in HDMI connector on it. You can just plug into a TV and like have some videos stored on like a hard drive or something, plug it in and play all your movies right there from the Raspberry Pi. I definitely recommend that if he has like smart home stuff, or if he likes to tinker with things, because it's definitely a DIY device. Like, this is kind of a do-it-yourself thing. Now, you will need a case for the Raspberry Pi as well, and I have both the case and the Raspberry Pi board itself linked in the description. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully these helped you out. If it did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If it didn't, hit that dislike button. And if you're new to my channel and you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps out. I am Paul Radaker, and I will see you in the next video.